Back to the Common Sense Crypto channel, everyone. This is Rich making another video on XRP today, as usual. So wherever you are in this vast planet, I hope you're all having a nice day today. I had to start with this from the XRP captain before we discuss XRP. An expert warns investors that Blackrock is obviously interested in an XRP ETF. This was stated by Black Swan Capitals. An XRP ETF should not be mistaken for wider access to utility-driven cryptocurrency adoption. He maintained that although the possibility of an ETF could seem to Wall Street to validate XRP, it actually deprives the asset of its natural capabilities. Market players can use XRP for self-custody, staking, liquidity provisioning, and real-time remittances when it is held in its native form. However, an ETF form does not provide access to these essential utilities. It just provides exposure to price movement. It's similar like purchasing paper XRP. Although he is certain that BlackRock would show interest in an XRP ETF, he cautioned that institutions might manipulate ETFs, implying that strong financial institutions now have a much greater amount of control over the asset than do individual investors. In a similar vein, many Bitcoin maxis even believe that BlackRock was manipulating Bitcoin. He is cautioning that this might also happen with XRP. And I concur with that. An XRP ETF never really appealed to me. I only supported it since I am aware that it will raise the price of XRP. Many institutions may first receive exposure tax or P, but they will eventually possess the actual asset since they may use it for liquidity management and cross-border transfers. Rather than simply purchasing XRP and selling it when its price rises, it will be locked away for extended periods of time by institutions that will use it for its utility. But the ETFs will prevent that from happening. I continue to believe the ETFs will create a huge influx of liquidity into XRP. To be honest, though, I'd much prefer to see these organizations buy their true value. The reason for this is because light shines in the dark. Lithium and crystal integration into the XRP ledger. The XRP ledger is more secure in the age of quantum computing. Over time, this will become a huge issue. As the development of quantum computing truly begins to gain traction, it will be extremely risky to hold anything that isn't quantum proof. The fact that they are already examining this in relation to the XRP ledger is encouraging. When the time comes, the XRP ledger may even become quantum proof, according to David Schwartz. David Schwartz, the CTO of Ripple, backs the claim that local banks are impeding stablecoin legislation. There is a debate among cryptocurrency aficionados concerning someone who is determined to undermine the stablecoin laws. According to David Schwartz, the CTO of Ripple, the primary suspects are regional US banks. I concur. Elizabeth Warren, in my opinion, is evidence of this since she opposes the approval of anything involving digital assets. She works for the large banks, so not even the stablecoin bill. Once a stablecoin bill is adopted, these large banks will lose a lot of their authority. Additionally, O'Leary discussed that. In a moment, I will play the clip for you. We're talking to some interesting sovereign wealth funds, stated Ripple's SVP of stable currency. Ripple is now aware of the direction a stablecoin will take the business. However, it will also benefit XRP investors because while being a stablecoin, RLUSD will open up many opportunities. The XRP ledger will be the site of a large portion of that movement. Initially, anywhere in the world, XRP can transfer RLUSD. I believe that XRP and RLUSD will work well together because even if RLUSD opens doors later, they will still invest in or hold XRP for cross-border payments and on-demand liquidity. Representative Maxine Waters, however, might have completed this. Listen to this from 2.5 years ago. She asked me, do we need stablecoin legislation as her first inquiry? Can we finish this? Yes, I said, we really do need this. 2.5 years ago is when it should have happened. It's simple. Global regulators have clear guidelines that are quite comparable to what the US Congress will eventually have in a United Stablecoin bill. That should happen, in my opinion. Let's focus on market structure after that. They should have worked on this a long time ago, as I mentioned, but they were too busy cracking down on cryptocurrency throughout the last 2.5 years. Additionally, Biden ought to have completed this bill. This should already be in the United States. This is already the case in other nations. Additionally, other nations continue to outperform the US in terms of stablecoins, digital assets, and cryptocurrency. According to Kevin O'Leary, cryptocurrency will overtake the 60-year-old banking industry as the 12th sector of the economy. Listen to it, because cryptocurrency is so beneficial to the other sectors of the economy, even in terms of digital payments alone, it will rank as the 12th sector of the economy in 5 years. Just consider what transpired when Wonderfi was acquired by Robinhood. These days, you don't need a bank to move money across the order. With this antiquated equipment that is 60 years old and extremely expensive, fees, that is a $1 trillion industry. You just make a transaction using a stable coin if you have a wallet in the US or Canada. That's amazing. You may now understand why stable coins are disliked by banks, as they eliminate them entirely. A wallet is all you need. A bank account is no longer required at all. It's not necessary for you. And as we advance, we will turn into our own banks. Consider using your XRP to generate passive income instead of your local bank. Consider taking out a non-bank loan against your XRP. There will be mortgages on the XRP ledger. Unless these institutions get involved and update to modern technologies, we will witness bank after bank catastrophe once rules are put in place and they truly get active in this arena. The banks are done if they don't get involved with cryptocurrency. Your bank will be shut down within the next year or two if it doesn't get involved with cryptocurrency. It's moving so fast now. Swift and the XRP ledger are inherently compatible because to this overlap. Additionally, I thought this essay was excellent. An often overlooked technical alignment between the Swift financial messaging network and the XRP ledger has been brought to light by cryptocurrency researcher Smoke. Smoke highlighted the two systems' shared usage of common internet protocols in a recent tweet, claiming that SwiftNet operates on regular internet HTTP protocols. Applications can connect to the XRP ledger using HTTP. The XRP ledger is inherently compatible with Swift infrastructure due to this overlap. That alone indicates that this occurred on purpose. This was not a coincidence. To put it another way, Ripple made it that way. They were already aware of their goals when they developed the XRP ledger. They were attempting to replace Swift. As we move forward, you are well aware of how unhappy many people are with Swift. Not even their consumers are satisfied. They are already searching for a substitute. The alternative is Ripple. The alternative is enhanced by XRP. ISO will therefore be highly important. Additionally, RippleNet will be used in conjunction with Swift for some time. Swift's back and we'll see numerous improvements as a result, but eventually it will simply take Swift's place. For Swift, that is the last call for each and every consumer. Get on board with XRP and RippleNet. This is enormous as well. It appears that Ripple is currently using the XRP ledger to finance agriculture. This is what they are aiming for. More than 86% of smallholder farms in Colombia operate informally without credit histories or transaction records, posing serious hurdles to the country's agricultural sector. Financial inclusion and sustainability are significantly hampered by this absence of financial paperwork, providing for the unbanked. Since 79% of rural residents do not now have access to credit lines, smallholder farms only make 70% of the minimum wage, which feeds poverty cycles. It is difficult for buyers of agricultural products to confirm sustainability claims, which are becoming more and more significant to end users. According to industry figures, food fraud affects up to 10% of the world's food supply and costs about $50 billion, 0 cents a year. Thus, using the XRP ledger can improve agriculture. XRP ledger blockchain traceability. The method uses QR codes to provide verifiable sustainability data while kind of tracking products from planning to harvesting. For a few years now, they've also been doing this with clothing on Hedera. It's a huge deal. Simply scanning the QR code would allow you to follow the product's journey through the whole supply chain back to the point of manufacture. Market linkage by using the XRP ledger propelled platform to put farmers in direct contact with input suppliers and buyers of produce. The project strengthens ties throughout the supply chain and stabilizes income. Farm now pays later. In order to give farmers instant access to agricultural inputs without incurring upfront costs, WE has already implemented an FNPL option using the traceability data acquired during this pilot. Businesses purchasing their first